so much for that update. Now we have breaking news. Former vice presidential nominee Tim Walz announcing he's ending his bid for a third term as governor of Minnesota. Let's take a listen.
Good.
In partnership with the federal government, where we saw widespread criminal activity. We put new locks on the doors of our remaining programs, and we've hired a new head of program integrity to make sure that those locks can't be broken. All across this state, Minnesotans are hard at work on this problem. Advocates, administrators, investigators are on the front lines defending the integrity of our state's programs, and I want to give a very heartfelt thank you to all of them. There is more to do. A single taxpayer dollar wasted on fraud should be intolerable. And while there's a role to play for everyone, from the legislature...
Look, damn near the first thing he mentioned was fraud. I'm just going to put this out here right now. The reason why he leaving is because all that fraud links back to his ass. Simple as that. Simple as that. First thing he mentioned is fraud. You know, fraud is bad. Fraud is bad. Nah, nigga, you're in control of all that. We know that it was you. And it was about to link back to him, so he resigned. He ain't slick. And to think he was the potential vice president of the United States. And he was the candidate. That's crazy. And this man has all this fraud. We should have found this information way back then. Like, come on now. It's crazy that we're just now finding out about this right now. We should have always known about this.
Prosecutors, to insurance companies, to local and county government, the buck does stop with me. My administration has been taking fast, decisive action to solve this crisis. We'll win the fight against the fraudsters. But the political gamesmanship we're seeing from Republicans is only making that fight harder. We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. We've got the President of the United States demonizing our Somali neighbors and wrongfully confiscating funds that Minnesotans rely on. It's disgusting and it's dangerous. Republicans are playing politics with the future of this state. It's shameful. And I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. We welcome...
Pause, because he's mentioning all this stuff when he's included in it. He's literally included into all this stuff, but he's mentioning it. Trying to call out YouTubers and Donald Trump. Man, when are you going to point the finger back at yourself? Because that's who did it. That's who's doing it, is you. So at the end of the day, you sitting here trying to blame YouTubers that's doing journalism, you know what I'm saying, looking at shit, because as soon as he got the feds involved, now all the kids pop up, G. Now all the employees there, bro. Come on, bro. You a part of that fraud, Tim Walz, bro, and you're a criminal. You trying to clear your name. Simple as that. You trying to clear your name. We know that you did it, bro. Come on. And once we find out, you're going to jail, bucko. Okay? You're going to jail.
Ideas from anyone, in any party, from any walk of life, who wants to help us continue to stay ahead of these criminals. And we welcome the involvement of the federal government. I am grateful to the career professionals at the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI who have been helping us fight this fight for years.
What about ICE, nigga?
But I cannot abide the actions of the political leadership in Washington. These opportunists are willing to hurt our people to score cheap points. They and their allies have no intention of helping us solve this problem, and every intention of trying to profit off of it. Which brings me to this. 2026 is an election year. Election years have a way of ramping up the politics at a time when we simply can't afford more of that in Minnesota. In September, I announced that I would seek a historic third term as Minnesota's governor, and I have every confidence that if I gave it my all, we would win the race. But as I reflect on this moment with my family and my team over the holidays, I came to the conclusion that I can't give a political campaign my all. Every minute that I spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity and the cynics who want to prey on our differences. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret. I did not run for this job to have the job. I ran for the job to do the job. Minnesota faces enormous challenges this year, and I refuse to spend a single minute doing anything other than rising to meet this moment. Minnesota has always come first and always will. That's what I believe servant leadership demands of me. As an optimist, I'll hold out some hope that my friends on the other side of the aisle will consider what servant leadership demands of them in the moment. We can work together to combat against the criminals. We can work together to rebuild the public's trust and make our state stronger. But make no mistake about it, if Republicans continue down the path of abusing power, smearing entire communities, and running their own fraudulent game at the expense of Minnesotans, I will fight back with everything that I have. I am absolutely confident a Democratic and a DFLer will hold this seat come November. I'm confident that I'll find ways to...
All right, you're listening.
I've had enough. I had enough. Is it, what's the saying? If it ain't the sheep calling the cattle black, whatever they say. Because look, think about it. My man's accusing other people of doing exactly what he doing. You will stand for Minnesota, and for the last year, you were just running for re-election. But then again, you was just running for vice president. So now you saying that without sadness, nigga, you are sad. You just went from president-elect or running mate, vice president, to about to do a third term in Minnesota because you lost. Now you're like, I just quit. They found out about the fraud. They found out that I approved all this, and it's all set in stone, and my name's all on it. And if I resign now, I'll take any blame away, bro. You're not slick. You're not slick. We know what's going on. What a coincidence, huh? What's the odds, man? What a coincidence that you leaving office at the same time that they're finding fraud in the Somalian community over daycares. But then you sit here lying to the public's face about it being Nick Shirley's fault, without saying his name, of course, and that the government seized the funding because now you know you got the IRS on that shit. IRS gonna be like, wait, we're being giving them millions of dollars per daycare. Who are the people that supposed to be the families of these daycare, and where are their fundings coming from? Do they have kids? Are they writing them off as dependents? Because they about to be doing a deep research on all those people that are supposed to be customers in those daycares. So now you just audited the state, the Somalians, and the families that's supposed to be inside of those daycares to verify if those funds is legit and why they being funded. Come on, bro. Y'all think y'all slick. And what's the odds of you leaving around this time, just as soon as that happened? You ain't say nothing about resigning until they talking about fraud with Somalians in Minnesota. Come on, bro. You did all that for the Somalians, bro. They coming out here with luxury cars and shit. Y'all thinking you in the House of Representatives, bro. Shamar Omar, whatever her name is, bro. Finessing. Come on, y'all think people are stupid? They're not. Because, now I'm going to resign. And I'm going to fight to the death. And for sure, we're going to have another Democratic governor. Shut your ass up, bro. You were frauding way before you was the elect vice president. Bro, you're a criminal. You and J.B. Prister. That's the problem. And I can't wait till we find out what J.B. Prister's been doing. That's why he made it legal to record people without their consent, because he know he'd be saying some shit on that phone. He probably selling them seats. I ain't gonna lie with you, bro. I know what's going on, for real. I know what's going on. It's your boy, Angelo Savage. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation, man. The boy Tim Walz, man, Tampon Timmy. My boy is he went from identifying women as girls and girls as women, men and women's sports, to giving hundreds of billions of dollars to the Somalian community. Imagine that. You American, and an American governor gives foreign people all your resources. And then once they get caught, they leave and say, you know what, I'm not even going to run again. No, you're mad because they put an investigation on them. Somebody had an allegation. They went in there and started deep researching, and come to find out, they come back to you in the House of Representatives. And she just happened to be Somalian. What's the odds? And then you happen to just leave because you know some shit coming back. I know they in the office burning hella paper. Yeah, they in office. Delete. Files, everything. They throwing shit in buckets, trying to burn it down. They trying to make sure they delete any proof of some shit because they know what they did. Come on now. What's the odds of you leaving at this time? That's crazy. And then us, the people, supposed to sit here and be like, yeah, he's clean. Nah, nigga, you just left at the wrong time. You could have waited another month to have died down, then left. Then we like, all right, maybe it wasn't for that. But now, since this shit just came out the woodwork, you know what I'm saying? It's been a year. Donald Trump almost been a president for a year, bro. And you just now wanted to leave. You know you wanted to leave. As soon as they found out, he instantly started shitting in his pants. We know this, man. That's why you can't trust guys like this. Like they look clean cut, but then they in the background, what they're doing is they're screwing Americans. They're taking our money from our taxpayers and they're giving it to people that came over here on temporary living visas or temporary status. And then they look back at us like we're like the scum of the earth when they whole time finessing the government while Tim Wolf's getting money in his pocket. I ain't gonna be too surprised if Kamala Harris is involved, for real. But that being said, man, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. Make sure you like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Peace.